Hey guys, before we get started with our side hustle for Saturday, we got 6 lawns to mow, 6 lawns to put our weed and feed down. Figure we'd take a quick moment and talk about some of the chemicals that we're going to use throughout 2019. So I'll be able to refer back to this video in comment sections when people say, hey, what do you use for this? What do you use for that? And it starts with yesterday a comment was sent about a guy who lives in New York whose family lives in Florida and said, hey, what do you do about fire ants? They got a problem down in Florida, not so much in New York. And I said, well, this is what I do. So I told him, and this is what it is. I'll use stuff like this, Amdro. Like this does 10,000 square foot. It was like $9 or something like that for the bag. It's very inexpensive. I think this is 10,000 square foot. Where does it say it? It says it somewhere. I think it's 10, yeah, treats up to 10,000 square feet. So, I mean, you could put this down pretty thick, pretty heavy, and it does fleas, ticks, ants, everything. Says kills up to 100 listed insects, whatever. It works pretty good, I'll tell you that much. But you don't have to use Amdro. You can use Ortho, you can use Spectracide, you can use all the different brands. It all has, let me put it to you like this. You're not gonna eat it, right? Because it'll kill you. So yes, it'll work. But I'll put this stuff down, maybe like, this says 3 months, lasts for 3 months or something like that. Kills in 24 hours, lasts for 3 months. So that's what I told the guy too. Usually once every like 3 or 4 months, go ahead and throw an inexpensive bag down, water it in, keep your pets off until the lawn dries. So people are gonna say, is it safe for pets? Water it in, keep your pets off of it until the lawn dries, all right? That's just common sense. Once it's dried, it's down in the soil. I mean, don't let your dog sit there and eat soil anyways. But that's what I use. And then I'll spot treat with something like this. This is kind of expensive stuff and it stinks to high heaven. God, and don't be downwind from this, all right? Make sure you're upwind when you open it. It's a very fine white powder. All you need is like a teaspoon on an ant mound and it'll kill the whole mound. So I'll spot treat with this. As far as personal protection, I use this. I like it. It's expensive. It's like 11 or 12 bucks for one of these little bottles. Lasts a long time. I spray it head to toe. I'm in shorts right now, and they'd be tearing me up right now, the sand gnats. So whatever's in this, I'm sure, isn't nearly as dangerous as what the mosquitoes are carrying. But it's sweat resistant, but you know, if you're sweating mowing lawns and then you're wiping the dirt off of you and stuff like that, you're wiping it off. So carry it with you in your truck, reapply it as you need it, all right? Ears and everything. It works really good. That's what I use. That's what I use for personal protection. Now, when it comes to our lawns, for the weed treatment and stuff like that, the chemicals that I use. All right, last year I had really good luck with Mansion. 0.016 ounces, it's granules, to 2 gallons of water. All right, how are you going to get 0.016 ounce out of this? I don't know. Go to an arts and crafts store and see if they have like stuff for science projects or whatever, where they have very small measuring things. I got lucky, and the guys at Site 1 that sold me this locally gave me a little handy dandy measuring thing. And it didn't have 0.016. I had to line it up and put a marker to mark it. So 2 gallons of water, 0.016, safe for southern lawns, St. Augustine, Centipede. You spray this right over your lawn with a little backpack sprayer or a handheld pump sprayer and treat weeds individual. So you can walk up to a cluster of weeds, spray that cluster of weeds without spreading out a whole bunch of chemicals, which a lot of people don't like to do. So you can spot treat with this, and it won't necessarily, if mixed properly and used on the proper lawn, it won't necessarily hurt the lawn. So you don't have to worry about overspray and stuff like that. And in some cases, you can just blanket spray nice and light your whole lawn and it'll attack the weeds. I did a video and I used this on a backpack sprayer called Save a Lawn, Save a Life, and it really made a huge difference. Really something to think about. Mansion, it's like 30 something bucks for this bottle, and this is gonna last me 10 more years. I use this for non-selective weed killing. This will kill every single thing it touches. If it's green, it's dead. If you spray it, you'll kill it. Overspray gets on it, it's dead. All right, if this gets on your grass, you killed it. So you only spray what you want. I do 7 ounces per gallon of water. I think it calls for 5. I use 7. Man, it works so good. It's like 5 to 8 or something like that. It works really good. Visible results in 3 hours. Yep, rainproof in 15 minutes. Probably put an ounce of soap. For every gallon of water that you mix, every 7 ounces of this, gallon of water, 7 ounces, 1 ounce of soap, Dawn dish soap or something, and it sits on the weed and it acts like a sticking agent. Works really, really good. This stuff is great. It's like a brownish color, but it doesn't spray brown when you spray it, but it's like a brownish color when you mix it. So it's easily identifiable in your spray bottle as to what you got. This stuff works really good. I really like this stuff. That's the chemicals for everything and anything you want to kill. This is selective, non-selective. This will only kill what it's labeled if it's mixed properly. This will kill everything mixed properly. And then our blanket treatment, what we'll be doing today, this will be our twice a year weed and feed. All right, spring and fall. Turf Builder, triple action. Kills weeds, prevents fire ants, feeds the lawn. This stuff worked fantastic last year. Really great at the end of the year. Gave huge bald spots in yards where it just wiped out crabgrass. Wiped it out. I was like, wow. And I ended up seeding my yard right there. Gonna show you later. That's to be determined. Anyways, this stuff here is like $47 a bag, and it does 8,000 square feet. I have 3 bags. I got 6 houses to do. I don't do my backyard. Her backyard's super small. We don't do Save a Lawn, Save a Life's backyard because it's just weeds and dogs. So then it would be dirt and dogs. So we got a yard down the street that's front and back. That'll be a full one. We got a yard down the street that's front and back, but the back is got an add-on, so it's really, really small. And then we're gonna let some bleed over into the old lady next door and just kind of help her out financially. And then we got my yard. We don't do the back. So I got 3 bags for 6 yards. It's gonna be, it'll work. Nobody's gonna get ripped off. It'll work. It's all you need. $47 and change plus tax per bag, 8,000 square feet. So if you buy it and you put the whole 8,000 down at a customer's house, it's not cheap. You got to tell them, look, man, I'm spending 50 bucks on this. So plus your time and energy. So twice a year, $60 weed treatment maybe. Add that to your lawn. You cut 40. They give you 60 for the weed treatment. So you $100 for that weekend, but they got ant killer, weed killer, and fertilizer, and their lawn's mowed. $100 for that weekend, and they only have to do that twice a year. Everything else is just spot treat as you need, and you can charge accordingly, or just don't even charge them, just do it. And then this, sometimes you don't have to charge, you know, you just mix this up. It'll go so long, and it's just your own pride, you know what I mean? Like sometimes customers are not going to want to pay $10 or $20 a month for weed treatment, but your pride, you want to, you know what I mean? You want that lawn to look really nice and really kick butt, so do it if you want. It's not going to hurt. So those are the chemicals that we're using for 2019, and I'm not going to use any other chemicals this year. So as you watch my lawns, if you have questions, I'll refer back to this video, and we'll see how things go. All right, cool. Thanks.